Hello, welcome to the United Man. My name is Shane. This is the latest on Manchester United transfer news. Now, we will be getting into the latest on Jadon Sancho. Is he coming? Is he not? We'll give you all the latest on who else is arriving, who's not. Let's get into it.
The mic, making sure production's tight.
Okay, before we get into it, you know what to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. So, personal terms are agreed. Jadon Sancho wants to come. Ollie wants him. Dortmund will sell. It's a match made in heaven, obviously. Dortmund's still holding out for that big fee, 120 million euros. It's been reported to the hilt. But, what I will say, and I will make clear at this point, Dortmund can't afford to walk away from over £100 million. As we know, personal terms are agreed, but Dortmund still have this 10th of August deadline date in situ for some reason. I say some reason, it's obviously because they've got a training camp date for Switzerland. However, Dortmund can't be affording to throw away, like I said, over 100 million. So that's, for me, a bit of a fallacy. The German press can't really decide as to whether or not that's fact or fiction. So I suppose at this point it's kind of watch this space. That being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, there are reports coming out of Germany suggesting that now stick with me with this one, if Sancho does not move to Manchester United, they're effectively going to double his wages. Now, it's been reported that he's on roughly about £190,000 a week, or in, I suppose, euros a week, I should say. So to be doubling that, that's not really what Dortmund do or have done in the past. So for me, it is more of a question of when and not if. Dortmund are pretty much just posturing to try and get as much as they can. They're both Dortmund and Manchester United are releasing statements to the press, basically saying, look, you know, we want this much. Man United saying, look, we're not going to be bullied into any kind of deal. So, you know, it's kind of, like I say, tit for tat, both sides using the press to hopefully gain an advantage in the transfer dealing. That being said, Mr. Smalling is back at Manchester United. Now, obviously, Roma wanted to buy him. The manager wanted to buy him, but they couldn't strike up a deal. Man United wanted about 20 million in euros. Roma apparently couldn't afford it. However, there is a new American owner, Dallas-based owner, who is coming in and, well, from what they're expecting, with a cash injection as well. He is a billionaire, so, you know, if there was a deal to be had and Roma still wanted to do business, I'm sure he'd be able to, I suppose, throw some cash Smalling's way. Now, for those of you who are out there, and there are some, I have heard the whispers saying, why not keep Chris Smalling? He's been doing brilliant at Roma. Nope. His stats are clearly inflated. For people that are saying he's made this much interceptions, this many tackles, that many headers won, all that jazz. Yes, he may be displaying leadership skills. The guy's a 30-year-old centre-back. He should be displaying leadership skills by this time in his career. So for me, it's a big no-no, really and truly, because if you look at it in that aspect, he's playing against strikers and wingers, you know, the odd game here and there, maybe against Juventus and Napoli, but other than those games, you know, he's playing against effectively championship strikers in Serie A. It's unfortunate to say, but obviously Serie A has had a massive fall from grace from what it was in the 80s and 90s. Now, if we want to go down this road saying, oh, his stats to this, his stats to that, let's look at what Diego Forlan did at Manchester United. Struggled mightily. Obviously, the fans loved him, but he struggled mightily. So, you know, there are such a thing as inflated stats. And this is just a case of that. When Diego Forlan went back to Spain and Atletico Madrid, he absolutely smashed it. He beat Messi in terms of top goal scorer. So that kind of gives you, you know, an insight into how easy it is in Serie A and other leagues across Europe. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He was scoring bags of goals for Manchester United. Went to Spain and Real Madrid and scored even more bags of goals. truth be told, because of obviously the other teams aren't as competitive throughout the league. So you're going to get something called inflated stats. So no, we're not keeping Chris Smalling, I'm afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, Tahith Chong is set to go out on loan, which is about time. For a kid who is his age, I believe he's 20 now, he needs to be playing first team football, or at least pushing for a starting spot off the bench and getting regular game time, if not starting, then off the bench for sure. Now, for me, Tahith Chong, I know there's a few fans of him, of his, to me, his best game for Manchester United, or his best sort of performance, was the other day when he came on and sort of started in the left back position. He's got the energy and stamina to get up and down the left wing. He's got a bit of trickery, decent touch, and determination. For me though, he'll never make it as a winger at Manchester United. He's more like a story of Andreas Pereira, where he's gone out on loan to that club, but will never be a staple Manchester United's starting 11, or even struggling to get onto the bench. So for me, it's great that he's going out on loan, and best case scenario for him, he has an Andreas Pereira type career at Manchester United. Now, in the reports, and we know that Alexis Sanchez has finally left Manchester United, and that massive wage of 460 odd, up to 560, including all bonuses, is off the books. Yes, we've had to pay to get him to release him from his contract. However, that being said, it's worth it. It's about around, what was it, it's between 7.5 and 8 million that we had to pay him. To me, ladies and gentlemen, that's a small fee or a small price to pay to get him off our books. Now, he failed miserably at Manchester United. Done decent enough at Inter Milan for them to want to give him a permanent deal. But that wage is off our books, which is massive, which is crucial and brilliant, which clears space for us to sign actual players that are worthy of a decent wage at Manchester United. So for me, yeah, look, he had 2 years left on his deal. 2 years left on his deal. So that means he would have been due 55 million, there or thereabouts. 55 million pounds, that is. You know, so come on. We've got to be grateful that he's off the books now. I certainly am. Let's move on. Let's go and sign some players that are actually worth, you know, not so much money. I mean, not 460 a week or 5 in bonuses, but, you know, players that are worth that kind of salt. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much. Take care. God bless.